People might have this perception of you where you know, when you said, I actually didn't realize I'd ever think I'd be doing this. Standing on stage so eloquently with such autonomy, inspiring so many people, it just comes with complete ease. You sitting here talking comes at complete ease. This is what you're naturally good at. But people might be quite surprised to know that you're also quite introverted. How have you navigated those qualities? I don't think that's something that many people talk about, but I actually think it's something maybe really important to highlight.
They're completely different things. So a friend of mine invited me to a Christmas party at her flat, and I said no. And I went to her Christmas party the year before and I hated it. I think I stayed 15 minutes.
And then you left.
And I left. I hated every second of it. And so she asked me to come the following year, and I said, I love you, but I'm gonna pass. And she said, why? I said, it's the introvert in me. It's really uncomfortable. I mean, I can force myself to do it, but if I don't have to do it, then I'll choose not to do it. And I don't have to do this, right? And she was very aggressive. You know, she sort of said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you that it's your introversion that you don't want to come to the party. She says, I see what you do. You stand on stage for a living. How can you call yourself an introvert? Because she thought I was lying to her. And they're completely different things, right? I don't know how to make small talk. I don't know how to work a room. I don't know how to do any of that, right? I'm very good one-on-one. I'm great one-on-one. I love an individual conversation. I love the company of one or just a very few. I don't even like the company of 10 people that I know. You know, I'm usually very quiet. It's like I love watching my friends sort of get to know each other. That's the best. I don't mind that. I enjoy, but I just stay out of it. And when I'm on stage, I'm having one conversation with one person because I look one person in the eye and I talk to them. And I talk to one person and talk to them. I'm having a lot of individual conversations, which is why I'm a good public speaker, because I'm not attempting to hold court. I don't like holding court. I don't want to hold court. I don't pan and scan and look around the audience and think that I'm talking to one person at a time, which is why I always request for the house lights to be up so I can see the people, so I can have one conversation at a time. So what makes me a very, very effective public speaker is that I am an introvert. And people are very surprised because before or after the big event, I'm just sort of, a little awkward or quiet. Or sometimes I'm in a great mood and I'm jacked up on caffeine and I'm having a good time, and then I have a bigger, larger than life personality. It's not like I'm always, I think, and this is the other thing, I think people confuse social awkwardness and introversion. You can be a socially awkward introvert and you can be a socially awkward extrovert. Like there are extroverts who derive energy from people, but you're like, dude, too much. That's socially awkward extroversion, right? I'm a socially functional introvert who is sometimes socially awkward, right? But my personality is big and people think I'm extroverted and all of that can come out, but it is exhausting when it happens. Like I'll have fun and I be big personality and I go home and I am done. I sit in the back of the car and I'm like, I need sugar. I'm exhausted.
How do you navigate that with your career though? Because half of your career is being on stage, is surrounded by a lot of people.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that?
I don't go out for dinner afterwards. Like I always get invited, come out with the team for dinner. No. No, that's just more work. I went from working to doing more work. For other people, that's the time they get to relax and let their hair down. For me, that's more work.
So how do you relax?
I'm a homebody. I love staying at home. I love puttering around the house. I love little silly projects, fixing things, making things, building things. I do Lego like it's going out of style. I putter. I love companionship. I love the company of a person. I love sitting next to somebody and watching TV. I love it. And it's not antisocial. It's unsocial. I'm not antisocial. I'm very, very social. I'm just unsocial, meaning I like the company of a few a lot. And going out is great. I'm a foodie. I love going to restaurants. But it is always exhausting. And that's okay. I know this about myself. And sometimes I have the energy and sometimes I don't. And I'm gotten better about saying, I don't have the energy.
Communicating this.
Yeah, like going out for dinner. Are we going to go out for dinner tonight? I will, but if you don't mind, I'd rather stay home. If you want to go, I'm in. Because I'm also not the only person in the world, and I like to make sure that others are taken care of, and I can rally if I need to. But I'm just better at vocalizing it. Again, practice. That's all it is, and compromises. Practices and compromises is all it is.
How do you? I mean, I feel like you've gone through a lot of kind of self-growth. How easy you are to kind of start communicating your needs outwardly.
Some don't like it.
Maybe that's just more
Some
about them.
people would rather I'd keep it to myself. It's not always a blessing.
Yeah, but I think it's actually worse if you can't.
I mean,
because you rattle people up the wrong way and they can't understand you.
It's circumstantial.
Yeah, I think. Well,
nothing is. It's like what I said before. Everything comes at a cost. Everything comes at a cost, and you have to weigh the costs always. And sometimes the costs are worth it, and sometimes they're not. Right. So, I mean, we have to get away from this right, wrong, good, bad. There's no such thing as right and wrong. There's no such thing as good and bad. Everything is about cost. What's the cost of the thing that you want? That's it. Right? There's the right way to build your career. There's the right way to do this. There's the right way to lead. No, there isn't. They're just different cost structures. And for some people, this cost is worth it. And for some people, this cost is not worth it. Right? I mean, take a silly example. Some people devote themselves so intensely to their career. Some of them may not have a relationship with their kids. And in the moment, they may think it's worth the cost. Later on, they might reevaluate and be like, shit, not worth it. But the point is, there's costs. And I think what I've gotten good at over the years is not believing. I've completely eliminated the concept of right, wrong, good, bad, right? In myself as well. There's no such thing as strengths and weaknesses. I fundamentally don't believe we have strengths and weaknesses. We have attributes and characteristics. And in some circumstances, those attributes and characteristics will manifest as a strength. And in some circumstances, they will manifest as weaknesses. But they're not in themselves strengths or weaknesses. It's just the way you are. So let's talk about my forwardness and bluntness about some things. In some circumstances, with some people, it's a boon. In other circumstances, not so much, right? And so I have to learn to modulate those things or modulate where I am. I'll give you a really funny one. I'm very disorganized. People don't know that, but they don't expect it, but I'm very disorganized, right? Is that a strength or a weakness? Is that a strength or a weakness? Now, most people will be like, oh, it's a weakness. Is it though? I don't know. Maybe it's circumstantial, right? So if I have a lot to get done and I'm not good at keeping it all organized, some things absolutely fall through the cracks. I am notorious for being like, I have to do that, and literally a minute later forgetting to do it. Like literally, people like, I just told you. I'm like, I know, I forgot. They're like, how can you forget? It was literally 1 minute ago. I'm like, I know, I forgot. ADHD. I mean, it's not an excuse. I didn't write it down. I forgot. You're like, so being disorganized, bad. Okay, now I'll take another example. I went to this networking event when I was young in my career, met this guy. He's like, your stuff's amazing. I would love to work with you. Here's my card. Be in touch. I'm like, great, fantastic. Of course, I lost the business card almost immediately. So if I was organized, I'd be, texting from the taxi on the way home or emailing the next day to make contact. Not me. I lost the business card, lost the opportunity, gone. 2 weeks later, I found the business card. Happened to be at the bottom of a bag somewhere. So I emailed the guy. I'm like, I don't know if you remember me. 2 weeks ago we met. Wanted to see if we still want to work together. He wanted to work with me even more because he thought I was busy. So, is being disorganized a strength or a weakness? Depends. It depends. So I know that I have these attributes and these characteristics, and I work very hard to figure out where those things will show up as strengths and then make sure to put myself in those situations more than the other situations.